Thank you, John. Good afternoon. So I am Paul Andersen. In as a way of background, I am a CEO of a service provider based in Toronto and have been actively involved in the service provider community for the last 3 decades. My bio is available on the slide and in the meeting election guide, so I'd encourage you to read that. It has been my privilege to be deeply involved in Erin for many years. Today I'm serving as your board chair, and I humbly ask you to return me for a 3-year term as a trustee. I'm very proud of the progress and accomplishments that we have made together. As chair and previously treasurer, I've worked hard to ensure a strong financial position for the organization while ensuring we achieve our goals and objectives. That includes creating and maintaining a modest but sufficient financial reserve and a steady but not excessive stream of revenue. We as a board made the difficult but intentional decision to reduce financial reserves for a short period to run a deficit, but to strengthen our technical development teams. We have now adjusted that plan that gives the organizational financial stability while still being able to meet community objectives. As a board member and leader, I will continue to look for ways to modernize Erin while maintaining a fee structure, and will continue to look for ways to maintain the lowest overall fees while meeting our responsibilities to the community. Since Erin is a membership-based organization, I am deeply committed to transparency wherever possible for Erin generally and the board activities in particular. I think we've made great progress with increased transparency and information to the operations of the board. We've increased the board's minutes and are now publishing as much of the briefing documents as we can. And the community can now see in many cases what we see to better understand the process and what went into our decision making. We also took very seriously the feedback we got from you, the community, on greater skills, background, and gender diversity, and we have worked hard as a board to bring change to the board and the advisory council. And just recently, we added for the first time in the organization's history a board member and also 2 AC members from the Caribbean sector. Over the past several years, I've encouraged Erin staff to increase ways in which they can get the feedback on operations. Most importantly, we've ensured that there are sufficient resources to respond and implement the feedback that we get from you and the community in a timely manner. Perhaps one of the best examples is the mention I made earlier of the significant increase in engineering resources to help clear that backlog of feedback and ensure new requests can see timely action, and we've received overwhelmingly positive feedback from the community. We've also stressed the need for operational excellence in registration services, with transfers being the primary way V4 addresses are now obtained. Under the board's leadership, staff have worked with all stakeholders to make sure the process is efficient and as quick as possible. Erin has become busier in many ways that are different than in the past. Making sure transfers are properly and fairly addressed occupies a tremendous amount of staff resources. The organization needs to remain nimble while dealing with its new reality of having to do more with less. We always need to, of course, walk a fine line between financial responsibility and forging ahead to provide new services and development projects. We need to continue with our intent to provide best-in-breed customer services. Our customer service numbers show that while Erin is not perfect by any means, we have greatly improved over the past 3 years in the area of customer service, and our surveys show that. As a board member, I will insist that this positive trend continue. We will look for new and innovative ways to deliver services that you, the community, want. It is crucial that we stay flexible and relevant. We also have challenges ahead in our modest but very important roles in engaging stakeholders, such as the sovereign governments in our region and the operator community as it relates to both security and privacy. Erin will need to engage to ensure the Erin is able to continue to grow while working to harden the underlying infrastructure. I believe in the next 3 years, we as the community will need to better reflect on how our community interacts. We will need to assess if the structure we have for policy should be adjusted to reflect that the policy as a whole has become more simplified. I'm very proud of the work I've done for this organization, and I don't take your support for granted, and I ask again for your trust. As we chart the Erin course ahead, I will be listening to you, the community. To be clear, I strongly believe in bringing new people, new voices, and new perspectives to the community. I see many of you who I encourage to join, and I'm also grateful for your participation. But it is very important that this board has a clear vision for the road ahead and to be nimble and to respond to the many challenges we expect to see in its way. I am committed to the organization and excited about the role I can continue to play in helping shape the organization. If given the privilege to serve, I will continue to work hard, listen, build capacity and be a strong voice for the values we all share as part of the multi-stakeholder process. Like all my board colleagues and community leaders, we are all volunteers. I'm happy to volunteer this time, and thank you all for your patience and trust, both in the past and future. I'm asking for, and I hope I can count on your support, and I thank you very much.